Before I made this guide, I hadn't played the first Epic Mickey since around when it first came out back on the Wii. The main thing I remember about the game was how it takes multiple playthroughs to collect everything, a mechanic few games have, which makes it stand out. Of course, the other thing you think about when it comes to Epic Mickey is the game's main mechanic of painting or raising the world around you. Therefore, there are many points in the game where you can choose to do good or do bad, to save or destroy, to help or humiliate, and you can only choose one option per playthrough at those points. Plus, there are many other collectibles to collect, but some can be very tough to find. Thanks to the random poll I made, I decided to play the original game on the Wii again. I was going to play the new rebrushed version, and then the price was revealed, and I was like, what? What the fuck? But before the game arrived, I decided to check out if there are any guides on YouTube on how to 100% it, and there wasn't really much to choose from. But after watching a few videos, I figured I would write some notes, as going back and watching the video whilst playing the game seemed tedious. As I was taking notes, I decided to take up the challenge of trying to make a guide myself that explains where to find things as you progress through the game. This guide will include both Epic Mickey 1 and 2. For those suckers, those who are fortunate to buy the new rebrushed version that just released, that game has achievements added to it, similar to Epic Mickey 2. But if you collect everything in the game, you won't be far off to fully completing them, so this guide won't include these. However, there are some achievements that involve defeating enemies, so I recommend you check out the link to the guide of achievements in my actual guide. And speaking of my guide, that's enough introduction. Let me show you now my epic guide to Epic Mickey. Hello everyone and welcome to SJ369's Epic Guide to Epic Mickey. So, it's been a long time since I've posted anything on my channel, so I first want to just briefly update you on channel stuff. But if you want to skip that, then there'll be a timestamp just on the screen right now if you want to skip to that. And then I'll just start talking about Epic Mickey and sort of explaining how the guide works. And then yeah, hopefully it won't be too long a video. Anyway. So first of all, yes, I haven't posted anything for a month at least, probably more. I didn't post anything in October, and there was reasons I got sidetracked with Epic Mickey for one. Making this guide took about 3 weeks of my own time. So yeah, I worked really hard on this. I don't remember. I wouldn't even tell you how many hours it took to complete this entire thing. It was a lot more than I first originally thought it was going to be, so I completely underestimated it, but once I got halfway through it, I'm like, I have to finish it, so I'm just going to just chuck it out. So I finished that, was going to upload this video in October, and then I got sick for 2 weeks, so that sucked. And yeah, that was virtually that. So in case you're wondering how 5 Shows at Warriors is going in terms of the phone call video, it's not going. Because yeah, I just didn't have time to play it, given I was doing this. So I'm going to do now a let's play of that game. So yeah, and if you're new to my channel, I normally do 5 Nights games and Super Mario 64 ROM hacks. That's what I mainly do. Yeah, but again, lately it's just been I've been focusing on something completely random, which you can see on the screen right now. But anyway, so I am going to reboot. So the channel is going to sort of get a reboot. I am going to now I'm going to go back to a Let's Play I started last year on a Mario game. That I don't know why I stopped. I sort of stopped, and I don't know why. I still have no idea what made me stop that. Probably I was working on a phone call video, and then Christmas happened, and then I couldn't have time to come back to it. So whatever. So I'm going to be doing that plus 5 Shows at Warriors Let's Play. So hopefully I'm going to be getting 2 videos out a week again, which means there won't be many premieres anymore, because I'm going to be doing shorter videos again, just so I can actually do episodes. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not going to get those Let's Plays done at all. So yeah, so there won't be many premieres from here on in my channel, and from October, starting from November 24 till probably who knows how long. So yeah, Anyway, moving on. We're done with channel stuff. Let's move on to Epic Mickey. Now, yeah, as I said, I hadn't played this game since when I was a kid. That was the first time I had played. That was the first time I played it. I didn't mind the game. I actually enjoyed it. It was just I was so confused on how you're supposed to collect everything. Given the fact that I noticed like a couple of times in the game, I was just, the game clearly teased that you're missing stuff or that there was multiple routes you could take throughout the game to collect everything. But then again, Epic Mickey works is, and I'll probably go. I've got the, so, oh, by the way, what you're looking at is my actual link to the Google Doc. I'll put that in the description. I hope it works. I hope YouTube doesn't stuff me up and somehow the link doesn't work. So if this link doesn't work, it's probably this. I'm gonna have to re-upload the video until I get it to finally work. But whatever. Let's just hope it works the first time. Anyway, so the context page is completely works completely fine. You can just click on any part of. So if you're going through a let's play of, if you're doing your own playthrough of Epic Mickey and you stop at Oztown and come back and have to. Don't know what page you're on, and this is perfect. And the links work, so you just click on whatever heading you're up to, whatever area you're up to, and boom, there you Bob's your uncle. So yeah, all right. So Epic Mickey 1. So I'm just going to read this out first. But I also want to say before you actually use this to 100% the game, I would recommend you play the games first yourself. Because trying to do 100% run on these games is not great for first timers. I mean it. This game is a beast to 100%. It's not for the faint of heart. You really need to know what you're doing and what you're getting yourself into. So yeah, Epic Mickey 1's fine. Like, you can just do one play, because you have to do multiple playthroughs of the game anyway to 100%. So just do a blind play. If you're playing Epic Mickey 1 for the first time, even the rebrush version, just play the game yourself, without using any guide the first time, and just try and have as much fun as you can. And if you don't like the game, then, well, I wouldn't recommend 100% it, of course. But if you really like the game and then, you couldn't find anything and you're desperate to find something, or, you didn't know how what choices there were in the game, this is perfect. Because there are points in the game where you will be making choices, as to what you do. So, yeah. And so this guide pretty much makes sure that, and this guide, I used this guide, I made the guide first, then played the game, and then made a few adjustments, but the guide is actually, Epic Mickey 1 is perfect. In this guide, Epic Mickey 2, not so, I don't know idea, because I haven't actually played Epic Mickey 2 still, even after making this guide, so yeah. I've made the guide, and then played Epic Mickey 1, and then made adjustments. That's what I did. So, yeah, but that was, and I got every single concept art, and I got pretty much everything, that I needed to get on my first playthrough, except for a couple of things that was my own mistakes, rather than the guide being no good. So I'm going to give this guide as much credit as possible. But I would say if you really want to collect everything, this guide does work. This guide will only be covering pins, gremlins, concept art, and film reels. Since some quests do not reward you with any of these things, I recommend making sure you talk to every NPC to assist you with collecting e-tickets, health upgrades, paint upgrades, power sparks, etc. So really, you get to look. Really, you are better off just making sure. I'm not going to specify what NPCs to talk to and when. You really need to just make sure you talk to as many people as possible when in the main hub areas such as Main Street, Oztown, and Bog Easy, and what's the other one? And Ventureland. Just talk to as many people as possible. There's no harm in doing so. Trust me, there's not. Just as long as you. I think in Epic Mickey 1 there's no harm in doing so. Epic Mickey 2 is another story, unfortunately, but we'll see how that goes. Alright. So, as said in the introduction, this game requires multiple playthroughs, at least 3, to collect everything due to decision points. And the only reason I know that is, just so I might shout out the YouTubers that I used here. So, this video is amazing. This one right here, it is incredible. Pleasant Gradient is his name in this video, he basically goes through step by step on how to 100% this game, and that's pretty much what I've written down nearly to a T, except when I actually played the game myself, I made some few adjustments, just to make things a little bit more clear, but basically this is where I got the inspiration from. This video itself, I recommend checking this out. If you're gonna 100%, look, I put a link to the video in my description, in the guide, and I recommend you definitely checking this video out. If you're going to 100% Epic Mickey 1, this is the guide to help you with. But this is also the written notes, so that way you don't have to go back and forth between this video and when you play the game, go back to the video, keep like, I thought that was very tedious, and that's why I made the guide really much, because yeah, I think it's just a lot easier to go through while you're playing a game rather than an actual video, which, personally anyway. Alright. But yeah, this is amazing, this thing's amazing, and there's also, these are the achievements for, Epic Mickey 1, for the rebrush version. But again, the link is in the guide, so, it is here for the achievements Epic Mickey rebrushed, because I don't mention them at all here. Okay, because I'm just going off the Wii version, so anything that's added in the new rebrush version, I sort of looked over. But that's fine. Couldn't be that much. Anyway. Well, I know there's a lot more like concept art added and stuff like that, but oh well. Whatever. I'm pretty sure the hardest concept arts to find in the game will be probably here anyway. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, since you keep all your concept, so right. Once you beat the final boss, you'll be brought back to the beginning of the game, keeping all your pins, concept art, and film reels you have found on previous playthroughs. Gremlins are reset, so it's health upgrades, paint upgrades, and was e-tickets reset? Yes, e-tickets were reset. Yes, I was right. I actually couldn't believe that was the thing. So really, if it, like, it's not hard to grind tickets in the game. Honestly, it is. Like, you just go back and forth between Ventureland and Mead Street, and you'll end up with too many tickets anyway. So you really, like, to my surprise, I was able to buy everything I needed to 100% the game in the first playthrough. So grinding tickets, e-tickets is not hard. Just keep checking the bushes in Ventureland over and over and over again, and you'll get plenty. So don't worry about it. But yeah, but like at the start of the game, you barely get any e-tickets, but you just get handed some at the end. So I wouldn't worry about it. Since you keep all your concept art and pins, you're not required to buy everything from the employee in one playthrough. But again, you'll have enough e-tickets to buy everything in one playthrough. So whatever. Recommend doing the paint path first and all decision points, and then the finite path next on the next playthrough. So do the good ending, or do just all the good decisions first, and then all the bad decisions next. Look, I recommend doing that just because then on the first playthrough you can help everybody do everything and get everything. On the second playthrough it's just a lazy run where you don't help anybody and you make all the bad decisions. And since there's not many collectibles you still need to get, pretty much you can't really screw yourself over too badly. So I would recommend being the bad boy the second time around. Alright, and you might even like do one playthrough where you save all the gremlins, and other people don't save any, so whatever. Alright, sort of redundant in the last sentence. Keep in mind you may not collect everything in the exact order as I've listed here. But really, yeah, I don't know, I pretty much follow this guide to a T, so who cares? Anyway, so you'll be visiting a few areas a couple of times twice, so that's why I have, like, you know, Oztown 1 and Oztown 2 and Main Street 4 and Main Street 3, because, you know, you'll be visiting a couple of areas a few times, and stuff will change when you come back to the hub areas a couple of times, so that's virtually that. Alright, next is Epic Mickey 2, and this is the bigger beast, mainly because I had to use a 10-hour live stream to actually to actually write down notes on this game. And oh boy, that took so long. Because there's no other guide at all for this game. This game, and the problem is with this game, we'll have to find, where is Epic Mickey 2? There we go. Alright, look, I even wrote a whole heap on Epic Mickey 2. Look at this, look how much I had to write just to make sure Alright, now, if you thought getting 100% in the first game was hard, the challenge is no easier here. In fact, it is harder here, as you only get one shot. Yes, so, this is such a dumb thing about Epic Mickey 2. Unfortunately, when you beat the game, you are not reset to the start of the game. You do not get any resets. If you reset the game, you lose all your pins, concept art, and everything. So do not reset the game once you beat the game, otherwise you lose everything. So, yeah, there's literally just you beat the final boss, and then you just get to walk. You get to pretty much free roam around the whole game after that, which is cool. But at the same time, why? Anyway, so yeah, no, I mentioned that here. It's actually funny. It actually is impossible to get 100% if you're not playing on a PlayStation Xbox, because it takes at least 2 playthroughs. There's one achievement where you destroy all the train stations, but the conductor gives you a quest to fix them. So you can't get this achievement. Achievement being all the quests in the same playthrough. So yeah, because if you destroy all the train stations, you fail a quest, but you get an achievement. So it's stupid. So yeah, there's one achievement that's impossible to get, basically. But oh well. Every achievement is gettable with one playthrough, so pretty much we're going for the 99% run here. Yeah, and hopefully we're getting all the pins and all the concept art and all that. Okay, there are decision points in this game as well, but the paint path will net you the most rewards this time around, which is pretty dumb. If you decide to if you decide to be bad, you're gonna get this game punishes you for being bad. Actually, no joke. You will get some, like, different pins and stuff like that, but you will pretty much get sort of screwed over a lot if you decide to do the bad paths. Look, if you want to do a test run of this game, go ahead and do all the bad paths, and you'll see what I mean, where you pretty much nowhere near get as much pins and concept art as you will if you do the paint path. Because, well, if you do the paint path, then, well, or you do the good path, then, you know, you make the right decisions all the time, then of course, you will get rewarded. But yeah, the fact that this game still has decision points, but there's no way to you only get one choice is very stupid, and I really don't like that about the second game. If there was a way to, if it was like Epic Mickey 1, where you actually could reset the game and keep all your pins and so you could do the other paths, that would make this game so much easier at 100%, but well, guess not, too bad. Alright, like the first game, you have 100%, just talk to everyone each time you're passing through an area. Again, talk to everybody you can. This guide will only be covering pins, I actually included gold cloths this time, so because it is costumes you need to buy every single costume, so gold cloths give you so much, finding every single gold cloth in the game will pretty much guarantee you nearly that you're gonna, you don't have to grind much cloth at all when you go get there all the rest of when you buy all the costumes. So yeah, easy done. Anyway, so pin, gold cloths, gremlins, concept art, film reels, costumes, and achievements. Actually, speaking of gremlins, in Epic Mickey 1, I did note every single gremlin in the game, and here I have 2. But I actually did, but apparently you get a pin at the very end of the game from Gus, who's the main gremlin that you venture with, and for some reason I missed a gremlin, but he still gave me the pin. So I don't know if it's majority of it. So don't panic if you miss a gremlin in Epic Mickey 1. If you miss one, that's not going to screw you over completely, because for some reason he gave me the pin even though I missed a gremlin. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you, and I specifically remember missing a gremlin, and because I made a stupid mistake in the jungle where I completely skipped over the entire section, sort of. Well, basically I went through it too quickly without collecting everything, and then I really screwed myself over for getting some of the pin. I missed the pin, missed the Daisy part of the animatronic, and missed the gremlin, and I was so mad at myself because I thought I wasn't going to get the pin at the end for getting all the gremlins, and then I had to, that means on my second run I had to bloody get all the gremlins again in order to get that dumb pin. But no, it didn't happen that way. I actually got the gremlin pin even though I missed them. So again, don't stress too much if you do miss something on your first playthrough. It won't be the end of the world. I learned that the hard way. So, whatever. Anyway, back to Epic Mickey 2. Alright. This guy on me, I'll note down the achievement even in the area you get it. So with achievements, I'll note down the achievement even in the area you get it, or when it's time for you to start progressing towards said achievement. For example, achievements that involve the camera, I'll note down once you get the camera, and achievements that involve enemies, I'll note when you first encounter enemies. So I've done that. Let's go with Mean Street 1 after. For example, Mean Street 1. There's the off-track achievement, which is the only achievement we will not be getting in the playthrough. It has to be done on a separate run. This achievement's perfectionist cannot be gotten together. Perfectionist requires all quests in the game done successfully. This involves deliberately failing a quest. So that's probably the most important one. Anyway, 3 times achievements. So go on the camera shop, grab yourself a camera. You'll need to take photos of the following: every enemy in the game, every camera area in the game, and so forth. So I don't actually go through any camera spots in the game. There is a lot of camera spots you have to take, but I don't really go through them at all. I feel like they're easy to find enough anyway. And with the Mickey and Oswald, hidden Mickey and Oswalds around the entire game, there's actually in-guide like maps you can use to help you with that. So I didn't feel like it was necessary for me to go to use them, or to give you the actual locations. Besides, if I did, this guy would be much longer, and I didn't want to do that. So yeah, hopefully you can accept my apology there. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, achievements, and look, also here's the guide to all the achievements in the game. So if you ever think you've missed something, here it is. But I do note down pretty much every achievement at some point, and especially the one where you giving stuff to the museum. I've noted down everything that you can collect for the museum. So that's one achievement where I did pretty much do a full guide for. And also the observatory. So yeah. Alright. The gold pins you get from the projectors whilst wearing the steamboat willy costume will also not be covered. I only did the film reel locations, and again, you might not collect everything in the same order as I did. At the end of the run, you'll be spending a lot of time grinding tickets, cloth and scrap metal, buy everything else in the game. I'll be going through some grinding methods at the end. Only a couple. There wasn't really much to mention anyway, so whatever. And any pins you didn't get, you will just be available at the pin shop, or at the pin traders, so you can just get that. So if you go against this guy to make fitness sessions, you can technically still buy everything, but there's a lot more you need to grind at the end as the path forwards you more in general, so yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much probably all I'm going to explain. Once again, you probably will need to have some knowledge of Epic Mickey 2 before you go into this, because there is a lot that can go wrong in 100%. Especially, like, the biggest example would be the achievement in Block Alley. But look, if you follow this guide to a T and make sure you read it very carefully, I think you'll be fine. Yeah. So anyway, have fun, guys. Again, this guide's in the description to this video. Read through it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.